Hi guys, welcome back to an episode of DB Cars itself, and today's episode I'll be reviewing the GetGo MG ZS EV. So let's dive straight to this video right now. Alright then, so here is guys the MG ZS EV from GetGo itself. So basically, if you guys didn't know, this is the only MG ZS EV from GetGo itself. There isn't this is the only one in their fleet. So if you want to try to find another one, good luck trying to find it, because this is the only one in their fleet. And if you guys are long-term GetGo people that rent GetGo for the longest time, you will remember this car. That this is the car, if I'm not wrong, that crashed through the multi-story car park wall itself a few years back. And I think they managed to fix it, which is a very, very good thing, rather than deregistering or scrapping the car itself. But let me guys show you guys the EV charging. How do you charge your car itself? Before I show you guys the trunk space for the car itself, and I'll show you guys the interior itself. So let's go. So to charge the car itself is at the front of the car itself. As you guys can see, you got this very nice MG logo right here. And if the way you can find where the charging point itself is through this gapping right here. As you guys can see, this is a very big gapping to charge the car itself. To open up is a two-hand procedure, so I'll show you guys later on. Okay, sorry. Let me just show you guys right now. Alright then, so I managed to figure out how the fuck do you open up the charging port itself. So basically, the car has to be unlocked itself. The reason why the car okay, so basically the way to show is basically just put your hand under here, press on this, and it will just open up itself. So basically there's this catch right here which holds the lever in from opening up itself. So technically there isn't any buttons around here that you can press on it or around it at all. So the only way is car unlock and just grab on this and just push in and just pull out itself. So yeah, so this is the other way around. And once it's fully flush, you can see it's fully flush with the plastic surround itself. So yeah, that's how you open up the charging port for the MG ZS itself. So yeah, another thing I also realized, if you do have the key itself, you can just press this to unlock the car and to lock the car itself. So yeah, let's move on to the next segment. But let me just show you guys the rear of the trunk space for the car itself. So basically, to access the trunk space, just press on this and pull the logo itself, and there you go. You got your trunk space for the MG itself. Some miscellaneous rubbish, I think. Very good that some person left an umbrella right here from the previous renter itself. So yeah, no spare tire unfortunately. So yeah, I would say from the look of it, it looks like you're able to put maybe one large size suitcase, and maybe that's it. Or if you guys have maybe a small or medium sized suitcase, maybe you're able to put two, but I could be wrong on that. But if size wise, definitely much bigger. I can definitely say it's much bigger than the Kona and the Toyota Race, which I reviewed previously already. So yeah, that's the plus side. But other than that, let me just show you guys the interior right now. So let's go. Oh yeah, before I show you guys the interior, I also just noticed this thing, which is very nice. In the event if someone were to really get stuck in the rear trunk itself, you can actually pull on this and they can just get out. To close it is just very simple. Just pull on this. Apologize for the noise. They can just pull on this part right here and just close the car. And the trunk is definitely very heavy itself, so if it's not closed, they will just prompt on the system that the trunk is not closed properly. So yeah, and that let me just show you guys the interior right now. So alright then, now let's step right into the rear of the car itself. So stepping into the rear of the car itself, as you guys can see, the door opening wise, I would say it's quite big. Sorry, not big, it's very decent, so that people with long legs, maybe they could enter it without a problem. And one thing I realized sitting right now inside here is I realized the seats are inclined to a position, and normally I don't think the rear seats have any adjusting at all, which I don't think I can find. Yeah, there's no adjustment to the rear seat at all. So somehow you're technically leaning back when you're sitting in the rear. So this is my sitting position right now. So as you guys can see, you're somewhat feeling like you're leaning back in the rear seat itself. So yeah, but leg room wise is it's alright. I can't remember my height, but overall I still got a decent amount of leg space itself. Headroom wise is also not too bad, even though you got the panoramic sunroof itself. In the rear, what do you get? Well, you got some seats pocket right at the rear for you guys to put your stuff. You got Type A charging port right here, some storage pocket right here to put your stuff, and you got switches for your windows right here, which you could adjust. Your door handle to get out of the car, and some storage bin right here to put your drinks. It's the same for the other side as well. Unfortunately, there isn't any armrest for you guys to rest your arm on, so that's the downside. But one good thing is, as you guys can see, the transmission tunnel is very there isn't any hump in the transmission tunnel or because it is in the EV, so carrying 3 people shouldn't be a problem at all. Plus that you need for rear seat itself, you will get this seat raised like maybe towards the side right here. You get a raise in the seat to differentiate it as a one seat on the left, one seat on the right. But for this there isn't, and you could sit on it very nicely, and I wouldn't say there isn't any problem fitting 3 people right inside here. Maybe it's 3 full-grown size adult. I would say it's a small problem because you definitely will be, there's no doubt that you'll be touching shoulder to shoulder. So yeah, children wise, I would say there isn't any problem. But one thing I really like about this car is you got the panoramic sunroof right here, which you guys can see is stretched all the way back to the car itself, and you also got this curtain which I'll show you guys later on. But in the right here, sorry, in the rear there isn't really much to show you guys left, but you got some ISO fixing point for you guys if you want. If you were to rent this car and you were to go and you were to bring your infant or baby with you, you can put the child seat right here itself. Other than that, there isn't really much to show you guys left other than some handles right here to grab on in the car itself. And yeah, that's all. That's how I say for the rear itself. Yeah, basically the passenger in the rear also got this nice view which I already mentioned, the panoramic sunroof itself. So in days like this, sunny days, there isn't any problem. There isn't, I would say there isn't any argument of having a panoramic sunroof in a car itself. Or when you're buying a car, why not just spec for the panoramic sunroof? Because sometimes it will definitely come in handy itself. So yeah, now stepping in the front of the car itself, you got the driver zone right here, and this is the interior, anyone's wondering. So this is how the interior looks like. Storage compartment wise, what do you have? Well, got this decent size storage bin right here, which I think you could put some stuff inside, like maybe a big ass, the regular size tissue box itself, and that's it. Other than that, nothing much to show you guys there. You got more storage compartment right here. Maybe you put your wallet and some other stuff inside there. So yeah, this is how big the storage compartment is. You could put, this is the size of my wallet itself, so it may fit in just perfectly itself. So yeah, other than that, that's all for the storage compartment right here. You got 2 cup holders right here, as you guys can see. Currently my drinks on, but if you do not want to show your cup holders, you could technically close this up very nicely, or if you want to display it, you can always just do that itself. So yeah, moving on, you got your handbrake right here, which will turn on automatically when you set the car in park mode. Right beside it, you got your your auto hold function in the car itself, which if you guys know, the Avante and the Hyundai Avante and the Hyundai Kona have it. Now this MG ZS EV also have it as well, which is a very nice thing, which help to relieve the the work that's being done on your left foot. The pressure is like reduce the burden, that's what I say. So yeah, next up we got a very unique gear selector right here. You got your typical reverse neutral drive and your park in the center right here. To engage gear is very simple, just step on the brake and turn the knob to either side. To set it in park, just press park. Right here, moving on to the top right here, you got your 3 different three buttons of the car itself. You got your mode, which will set the car in sports mode, eco mode, or normal mode. Currently the car in normal mode. I already tested the car in sports mode. Sports mode basically the car acceleration from the standstill to maybe 60 or 100, I would say it's equivalent to the Ioniq 5, which I have never felt in other EVs so far that I tested. I would say this is come very close to it. So yeah, this is the curse function, which is basically your regen function on the car itself, which as you guys can see right now is set to the maximum. I could adjust it right here, so to the lowest or to the highest itself. So yeah, next up we got a battery function right here. So if you were to press that, you can see the remaining range the car has, and your currently showing your speed of the car itself. But if you want to see your range itself, you can just see right at the bottom left hand corner of the screen right there, and also the car mileage itself. In the center is just your regen function and the drive mode you are carrying in. So yeah, moving on, you got more storage space right at the top. these two buttons right here are your temperature control and your winning speed. This, if I'm not wrong, is to turn off the infotainment screen, which I'll show you guys later on. Various more of the buttons right here. These three modes right here is to adjust how the fan, how you want the fan to be blowing at you. This is for, if I'm not wrong, this should be a front defrost, and this is the rear, or the other way around. I could be wrong, but you got recirculating air, and this is, if I'm not wrong, this is to turn on the AC itself, because you got the frosting symbol, you can call it. So yeah, moving on top, you got your infotainment screen right here itself. So it's very simple. This to adjust the frequency of the radio itself, this to mute it, and these are not yet found out. So it's just to switch between the AM FM band itself. So yeah, to go back to the home screen of the infotainment itself, just need to press the center button, and this is the home screen of the infotainment itself. And you got other various functions right below here if you guys want to explore, which I'm not going to go through today. But basically, for this is your radio right here. This is to adjust the setting of the car. This is your CarPlay itself. So you got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So far, these are not really working. I could be wrong, but if you guys want to rent this car, you can definitely try out for yourself. So yeah, other than that, that's all. But technically, if you guys, if you were to adjust this knob right here, you can adjust it right here. It will pop up. So basically, this is your temperature, and this is your fan speed itself. So yeah, there's a slight delay in the response itself. So yeah. Moving on top, we got your hazard light, your hazard switch right here, which I feel is a little bit small and can't really be seen that obvious. So yeah, that's the downside I feel. You got two AC vents for the center and one for each side, for the passenger and driver side as well. Moving right on top, we got switches right here to on the light itself on either side. So that's it. This is for when the car is open. This is for the panoramic, which I'll show you guys in a moment. The sun visors for either side itself. So basically, either side they will have the mirrors with it. And now let me just demonstrate to you guys the panoramic sunroof itself. So for the panoramic sunroof, to currently it's open. If I want to close it, I just need to turn the knob the other way, which I'll show you guys later on. To open up the glass right here, I just need to press on this. Sorry, other way around. Yeah, so as you can see this. Look, my bad. This is. Okay, sorry. I took it wrong, but let me. So yeah, so the knob is to adjust the glass itself. So yeah, almost switch other way around. So basically, you can just adjust it according to how far back you want the window to be, and your deflector will definitely pop up once you open that up. So close it back round is the other way around. So yeah. And to close it, just press this. Oh, definitely need a hold. So yeah, you just close it by itself. I would highly recommend you guys to close it up, because during sunny days, I feel there definitely be a small amount of heat that will seep through after a while, because the car will definitely get warm if the car is not on. Plus sunny days, there might be some heat that will penetrate through and warm up the cabin itself. So yeah, now let me just show you the driver zone right here itself. Driver zone right here, you got your simple things like your speedo and this is basically your EV gauge, which shows you guys the power being output and the regen function. This is the battery voltage itself on the left side. Right side is somewhere it's like your fuel gauge itself. So yeah, moving on, let me just show you the center screen right here. So for the center screen right here, you can adjust some function itself by pressing this button right here. So basically, I have to press downwards. It will show you guys my current journey and the mileage I'm getting per kilowatt. This is the electrical information, which I'm really not too sure about. Tire pressure. This is the battery and the motor thing. Basically, the function, how the battery and motor of the car is working at the moment when the car is in motion itself. You also can press this button the other way around, and it'll show you guys the function of the car itself, like what are the things you can adjust from here. And last one is just some miscellaneous information warning thing if it were to pop up itself. So yeah, so that's all for the left side. These two things, if I'm not wrong, should be controlling the infotainment screen. Same goes for this side as well. So yeah, in the center you got your horn, which is quite obvious. Usually people just press in the center itself. Let me just show you guys the left side of the stock. What do you see right here? So basically, you got your indicators right here, and your light switch itself. So yeah, high beam is just to pull the other way around, or just engage it and high beam this way. So yeah, right down below you got your cruise control function button right here. So basically this is to adjust the cruise control. To turn it on, just this way around, and you will see a orange color thing symbol right here. Show you guys to check whether is it engaged. They will show a green one. If it's not engaged, it will show a orangey symbol itself. So yeah, turning off is other way around. Just need to pull back and you'll turn off and the symbol go away. On the right side, now let me just show you on the right side. The switches on the most far out will be your rear wiper. The regular one, which is this big thing right here, it will be a main wiper, which is the front itself. To engage, to wash the windshield wiper, to pull downwards, to just one swipe towards you itself, and to engage it, just one swipe down for one stop. If you just want the one swipe of the wipers is to pull down. To engage it is just all the way up itself. So yeah, you got your mirror adjusting. To adjust the mirrors on it's just right below this AC vent right here, and this to adjust the angle of your light itself. On the driver door itself, you got your lock and unlock function, which will auto lock once the car is in motion and will stop once engaged park, or you put the handle itself. Right down below, you got your window switches for all four sides, and this to prevent people from rolling down the windows itself. So yeah. Now let me just show you guys how to adjust the steering wheel. Basically, you got this lever right here. We can just pull down and can adjust it according to your liking itself. One set and just pull it up. Now the last thing I'll show you guys will be the seats itself. The seats itself is very simple. As this is an electronic seat, you can just adjust it according to how you like it by pressing the buttons on the side right here itself. So yeah, just take this way down. There isn't any lumbar support, which is a downside, but I don't really adjust my lumbar itself, so I don't really care about that. Right down below there, if you guys can see, is the switch for the hood release for the front of the car itself right there. So you can open up the front of the car itself. So yeah, other than that, that's all I have to say for this video itself. Let me just show you guys the outside. Let me just show you guys my overall thought for this car right now. Oh yeah, and this is the stop button right here itself. To turn it off, just press like that, and the car will just switch off completely itself. So yeah, now let me just show you guys my overall thought for this car itself. Alright then, so yeah, let me just share my overall thoughts for the MG ZS EV itself. Well, after driving a few kilometers from his home lot to where I am now, which I'm at Changi Beach at the moment, I would say the driving impression wise is actually quite decent. I would say it is. I wouldn't say it's better than the Corona, because there's some downside that this car has. One thing I don't really like so far, if you guys did saw my the charging segment where I show you guys how do you charge, how do you open up the charging port for the car itself. That's the only part I don't really like about the car itself. And that, I think there isn't the acceleration part I really like, because like what I mentioned, is very similar to the Ioniq 5, the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Space wise, and the wheel of the wheelbase of the car itself, I think it's quite similar to the Corona and the Toyota Race, but trunk space is definitely much better itself. Driving wise also not too bad, even though just hold on for a moment, guys. Yeah, I do apologize for that. That's the plane that's landing right in the background itself. Driving wise, this is not too bad. The car, I think when it go over bumps or potholes, it somewhat drives over. It's very, very smooth and comfortable ride. Only complaint I have to say would be the charging port of how you charge the car itself. To disconnect the charging port from the car itself, there isn't any buttons for it. You just need to just pull out normally, like what you do for when you pump your car itself. Just insert it and disconnect it normally. Just the charging port, and maybe another complaint I have to say would be the infotainment itself. The infotainment itself, if you guys saw when I adjust the climate control itself, there's a slight delay in the infotainment itself, and also the the AC control itself. So yeah, and that if you ask me, would I rent this car again? I would say there's a probably chance that I might not rent it again, but in the event if let's say that which if I could rent it again, I'll definitely rent it again. Basically I think this would be right behind the Hyundai Kona itself, the EV version, the Hyundai Kona EV. That's so far this car that I drove today so far is my second second favorite EV car to drive behind the Hyundai Kona. The one that I also just realized I've driven almost all of the sedan or hatchback or SUV, you call it, EV car in GetGo fleet. The only one that I'm missing left, I'm still yet to try out, is the BYD Auto 3. That's the latest one, if I'm not wrong, in GetGo's fleet. So hopefully in the future I'll be able to try it out and also share with you my overall opinion for it. But other than that, I think that's all I have to say for this video itself. If you guys enjoy the video itself, do click the subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or please subscribe and please see my 2 other videos. And with that, I will see you guys next video. Peace.